That works. GameCube. GameCube. Corn dogs for everybody, Jackie. Corn dogs for everybody. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Drew here from twitch.tv/BetOnDrew. We're going to be doing a high-speed recap of this 3,500 guaranteed tournament we won the other night on stream. We're going to bring you the biggest pots and the final hand as well here. So hope you enjoy. If you do, don't forget to click the subscribe button under the video here to be notified when we post more videos. Also, don't forget to check out our live stream on twitch.tv/BetOnDrew. Alright, cool. Let's get it. So we got pocket queens here. It is early, the 100 level. We decide to open up. We get called by Funny Biscuit here. This is a tournament regular. We get this flop here. We go check, call. It goes check, check, and then on the river here we decide to put this person all in, put them to a decision for their chip. So we could definitely have a spade here. They sat, this was still early in the tournament, they sat, they thought for a while. They ended up calling off. They had the 10 of spades, so we bluffed off a few chips here, but we correctly called them on the flop. It is what it is. Sometimes that happens in poker. We move on. We survived. We still had a little bit of chips here. We're going to jump to the 150 level now. We get an all-in and another all-in here, shove. And it looks like, I remember in real time actually, short stack, isolation, shove. We thought this person was going to be going a little bit lighter. We decided to YOLO a little bit for the majority of our stack here with the ace 10 and ace queen here. This person happened to have a big hand, but the person we thought was light, they were isoing. We did have them beat. Fortunately, the cards were with us on this one. We ended up rivering the flush and taking down a nice pot here, up to 9,200 at this point. The next hand we move to the ace king here. We had lost a couple of pots since. We get an all-in from a shorty. We get an isolation click. We get a call for the majority of this person's stack. We're not folding ace king suited here, so we get it in. The other person calls off as well. We run out spades. We do not have one, and we lose to two hands there. We're down to 6 and 98 in chips here. But guess what? The next hand, yep, pretty much the next hand here, we get jack 4. We're all in here. This is our tournament life. We weren't going to re-enter. We were tired this day a little bit, but we decided to get in this tournament, and we end up here. As it runs out, we hit our jack on the river, and it's going to be the best hand. So this was with 4 big blinds, and from here we would eventually end up spinning this stack back up and taking down this tournament. So here we go. We move now to the 250 level. We have ace 10, 10 big blinds. We got an open here. It's suited. We're going to get it in. We get called by the king, queen. Pretty normal here. We do end up winning, getting a double. So we move on to the next hand here. And then we are now at the 300 level here. We have queen 3 suited. We're shoving blind versus blind from the small blind here for 12 bigs. We get called in the big blind. Oh boy, look at that flop. Must be nice. How many times have we been in this person's situation? Anyway, feels nice to get lucky here. We win a nice pot. We're up to 7,300 here. So we move on to the next one. We have ace 10 suited at the 300 level. We choose to open here. We get shoved on from this person right here. We decide to call for the majority of our stack down to 1K. It runs out a flush draw for us. We have the nut flush here. This person had ace 7. We called correctly. Fortunately, they did not bink on us. So we travel here now to the 700 level. We have pocket 7s here. We have a bigger stack actually, opening really chunky in late position here. It's kind of odd. We don't really know what to do, but we do have less than 20 big blinds. We decide to go all in here. The villain calls. We flop a 7. They had pocket 6s. We were ahead of them the whole time, and a meaningless 6 on the river for them. A bad beat story. They can tell their friends later. Oh, I lost set over set. But here we go, we move on. We have ace king of hearts. There's a limp on the button and an isolation raise here. 14 big blinds. We decide to get it in with the ace king as well. This person gets out of the way. We win a big flip here with 3 tables left, and we are on the prowl here, up to 50 big blinds. We raise here, blind versus blind. We get a call. We flop a 10. We check. It goes check check. We turn trips. That's exciting. We bet out here 11-2 into 17-9. The villain calls. They have to have something. The river is an 8. We could also be bluffing with the way that we played here, and we decide to put out a fat river bet here, 40K in the middle. We decide to bet out 43,000, try to make it look like one of the draws from the flop missed, and this person ends up calling off a third of their stack. We're going to pick up a big pot here with the King 10. This is really setting us up for the final table. We started to pick up a lot of momentum, and here we are again, 88 bigs, 300K here, last 2 tables at this point. We get some opens. We decide to see the button with the 10-9 suitor. We flop the flush, easy game. This person c-bets out into 3 other people on this board. We decide that they're going to have a big hand, but we need to put more chips in the pot to get them all in. We min click it. We were running out of our time bank. We had lost it earlier. This person gets it all in. We call, of course. They have aces with the ace of diamonds. And we fade. And we fade. So we move on here. We got heaps. 441,000. We got 124 bigs here, last 2 tables. So as this person's name says, life is good. Right now, life is good. We open up the kings here. We get this flop. We decide to go a little tricky on our hero here. We decide to check. Turns a deuce. We check. Our hero bets. We decide to check raise them here to 25K. So with the hero watching the stream, us playing and everything, dynamics can start to change. It's, I know, he knows, she knows, they know. All of this goes into effect anyway. We check raise here. We bet the river small, and we get called by the hero. The hero confirms later that they had pocket 10s. So we move on. Another nice pot. We're up to 500,000 chips here. This was a very big hand here. This was at the final table here. We decided to call the open here in the big blind with the 5-7. We flop a second pair. Cool hand Luke decides to check here. We bet out the turn thinking we have the best hand, and we bet 27K into 44K. This person decides to raise us. It was a super fast raise. We thought for a minute. We had to call. We had to go with the call. 200K almost in the middle. They have 266. We have 650 here. We go check, and they bet half pot. We shred our whole time bank here on stream, crew. We shred our whole time bank. We go all the way down. We make the call. They end up having a missed flush draw. We get heaps, almost up to 1 million in chips. Cruising along, we get aces here. Here's another big pot. We decided to open up. We get a call. We get a strong looking 3-bet from this opponent for the majority of their stack. We decide to call thinking we might be able to pull this other person in a little bit. Goes to a flop. Of course we're calling. We have aces here. And on the flop after we called, they flipped over aces, and then bink, snap. Right on the turn, a king. We lose a nice pot here, but we still have heaps of chips. So we were in a good situation here still. Now we have pocket aces here. Again, nice life, right? We got an all-in. We isolate all in here, and we win a nice pot versus the 5s. The 5 came in the window. We saw the ace. We felt better. Then we got the quads on the turn, so that's sick. This would be the hand that propels us for the first time over 1 million in chips. We get ace jack here. We open the button. Known aggressive opponent here, and the small blind goes all in for about 20 bigs. Easy call for us with our stack size. We knew we were calling before he shoved. We get coolered here. They have ace king. We lose a nice pot, and eventually we would lose the chip lead here to this villain. And then now we get down to 3-handed here. This person seems to be a recreational player. They were really trying to let loose. We decided to limp the button here to trap this person. We thought they were going to shove wide. We got it. We isolated all in. We're heads up with this person. They had king 3. Yikes. We end up picking up this pot. We go to heads up with very even stacks here, crew, and you can see we're still 43-40 big blinds. We get the queen 9. We open. We're going to defend. We c-bet here, half pot. We get a call. We turn top 2 pair. Pretty sweet. We c-bet a little over half pot. This villain here check raises us, and at this point we have no time bank. It was going down. We were contemplating between flatting, going all in, and at this point 2/3 pot sizing. This person check raises the turn. We did not think that they were going to be bluffing a lot here, and we ran out of time bank, so we had to hurry up, shove it in. I do think I like flatting as well, but we get it in here. The villain calls off, and they have queen deuce. We cooler this person for a huge pot. Heads up. It was really nice. We're up to about 2 mil at this point, and we are looking like we might get this. and then we get down here. We're going to put them all in for the rest of it. 2 big blinds. Goes to the river. We bink an 8. Do they have it? They did not. They had the king 5. So we end up rivering the best hand here to bink this tournament. It was quite a ride. 800 people started this tournament. We were the last one remaining. $5 buy-in, $747 for first place. So thanks for watching this high-speed recap of our 3,500 guaranteed victory the other night on stream at twitch.tv/BetOnDrew. Thanks for watching, crew. We'll catch you next time.